2011 is almost around the corner. And as far as it goes with straight to DVD movies, in terms of comic books, DC is kicking Marvel's ass. I love Marvel over DC as far as characters and stories, but DC is definitely stepping up and whooping ass with their movies. I've seen quite a few of them. I might review other ones on down the road, but I want to go ahead and take this opportunity to cover the three that were released this year. Now, two of these movies which I will review have shorts which I'll touch upon, and we're supposed to actually have a release of a compilation of shorts. I'm not sure if that's fallen through or not because I checked Wiki on it. It says nothing about that, so hopefully there will be a compilation of something. But go ahead and get down into the movies. Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, which was originally intended to be a bridge in between the regular Justice League series going into Justice League Unlimited. The plot with this is I tried to use a big word. Shame on me. The plot about this movie involves an alternate universe Lex Luthor coming over into the main Earth where the Justice League is and beseeching their help in taking down the crime syndicate from Luthor's world where everything is the complete opposite. It's a decent movie. Doesn't really have a lot going on for it. It's not particularly based off of any comic or any of the Crisis so far as I understand. It is an allusion to Worlds Collide, I think, which was the original Crisis. And don't bash on me because honestly I've never read any of the Crisis stories that DC's put out. I only relay this information as I've read it. And it's a decent movie. It's not the best thing I've seen them put out, but it's decent. I love James Woods in this movie. He's the only voice I can pick out. Had him do Owlman. A lot of his philosophy and him wanting to take out the universe, admittedly, is a little over my head. I actually do have a minor in philosophy, but I guess a couple years of being out of school have kind of lessened it out of me, or lessened my interest in it. But he ultimately proceeds to want to use a doomsday device that would destroy every reality as we know it. It's a decent movie. I own it. I probably would say you don't have to watch it more than once. It is worth the rental, at least. It's definitely worth checking out. The next movie, however, you need to own this. Motherfucking Batman Under the Red Hood. This, I used to think New Frontier was probably the best movie that DC had put out. This trumps it. It takes two Batman stories, which I have not read, Death in the Family and Under the Red Hood, and actually combines them into a damn good story for about all of 75 minutes. This movie is probably the best animated Batman movie I've seen. I used to think Mask Under the Phantasm was the best. I still have not reached a conclusion which is the best out of those two, but this is definitely worth owning if you are a Batman fan. The majority of this movie obviously deals with Jason Todd, the second Robin. While I haven't read A Death in the Family or Under the Red Hood, which explains how Jason Todd came back as Red Hood, I did read up the synopsis online. I like how in this they used Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Chamber instead of what was it, the Superboy Prime Punch or whatever the fuck that shit was, where Todd came back to life. It's a damn good movie, and I really recommend anybody check this out. You don't necessarily have to like comic book movies to appreciate this. Sit down and watch it. I guarantee it'll be well worth it. You also have about a 10-12 minute Jonah Hex short on here. Thomas Jane does the voice of Jonah Hex, and we also have Linda Hamilton and Michelle Trachtenberg as voices in this. His whole thing is he's looking for some killer that he was hired to track, and he wants to collect a bounty on him. But Linda Hamilton's character is this madam, or a female pimp, in a saloon out in the Old West who has been capturing these guys and killing them. And Jonah Hex kind of becomes involved in her little plot, and he has to basically save his own skin away from her. Michelle Trachtenberg, the character that she voices in this, is chronically underused, as she's just there and gone just like that. Nothing of real consequence. But if you pick up the two-disc edition of Under the Red Hood, the Jonah Hex feature is actually a bonus to go along with it, so actually much better than the live-action movie. The final film that I will review for 2010 with the DC animated originals is the sequel to Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, Apocalypse. Also, I have not read any of the Superman, Batman series, particularly because of Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb is a funny character, or a funny guy to me. Which is that he wrote one damn good Batman story, which I actually have read, and everything else that followed that is pretty much been the same thing rehashed. Funny thing about Jeff Loeb, too, if anybody likes Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're in for a fucking surprise when I tell you, if you didn't know, he actually wrote the script to that movie. So if you wondered why that movie was so dumb but yet good in the first place, that's why. This is a sequel which deals with Superman finding out that his cousin Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, crashes on Earth. Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy reprise the roles of Superman and Batman. It is good hearing them in this. I actually think Kevin Conroy should step down after being Batman for this, but I've actually heard that he might come back and do Batman for year one when they adapt that next summer. Sounds pretty interesting, but both of these characters do things which don't make sense. If you see this movie, you'll understand. Batman trusts or distrusts Supergirl for no reason whatsoever, saying she's some kind of a danger. Superman in this movie destroys a shitload of Doomsday clones that were trying to kill everybody. They actually have no intelligence. They were just programmed to kill everything by Darkseid. And when Superwoman says, you saved us, Superman's sitting there and he's about to cry. It's like, I had no choice. In typical Jeff Loeb fashion, I've never read the story again, but it doesn't surprise me. And I'm sitting there like, where the fuck did I had no choice come from? It made absolutely no sense. Another added bonus with this movie is that Ed Asner returns to portray Granny Goodness in this movie. Does a great job with it. The animation has been sharpened up much more in detail, and it's not so over the top as it was in Public Enemies. One thing that pissed me off about this movie, Andre Braugher voices Darkseid, and I'm actually kind of put off about the animation of Darkseid in this movie. At some points he looks like a robot gorilla, at least to me. I know that's Darkseid's character, but the way he's drawn in this kind of bugs me about that. And Summer Glau does the voice of Kara. She's an alright actress, doesn't really bring anything or take away anything from this character. She's just there. The movie is intrinsically dumb, makes absolutely no sense. There's some cool fight scenes in here, especially the final battle, which happens on the Kent farm between Superman, Kara, and Apocalypse, or Darkseid. And this movie also comes with a very good short for Green Arrow, which by now is probably my favorite short that I've seen. I've only seen 2 of the shorts done. There are other ones that exist for the Spectre, and I believe The Question. I haven't seen them yet. I might check them out on YouTube if they're on here. But the Green Arrow short on this movie is damn well worth watching. Greg Weisman, who did Gargoyles and Spectacular Spider-Man was the producer behind this, and I actually wish that they had lengthened this off a little bit. You know, you could have very well given Green Arrow his own movie with what was done right there, but it's still a damn good short. So if you haven't seen this, rent it. I borrowed this. I still have to give it back. But Superman Batman Apocalypse, it's one of those movies that I would probably watch once and then not really give a fucking shit if I ever saw it again. But the Green Arrow short is definitely the plus if you buy the 2-disc edition. You must own this, and this is okay. And that pretty much does it for my DC Animated review for 2010. Join me next time for who knows what the fuck else I decide to do. Until next time, peace.